So this is a jacket, and I'm thinking this is where I want my rings to go. I want it to cinch in here at the waist. And I'm thinking I might do, sorry, my dog is playing. I'm thinking 4 in the back, 2 in the front, and some on the sleeves. All right, let's do it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen, and this is Jen Restyle and Fashion. And over here, I talk about how I am upcycling, thrifting to create a wardrobe that is more unique and special, specially curated. And I try to help you through that process as well by providing some styling techniques, some tips and tricks on upcycling and thrifting and all that good stuff. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, then click that subscribe button below and click on that bell so that you don't miss an update. All right, let's get into it. But before we get into it, you guys, I have a membership opportunity that I'm super excited about because you guys have been asking me more detailed questions. And when I do my upcycles, I try to give you as much as I can in a short period of time because I know you guys' time is valuable. So I try to give it to you as quickly as possible. But sometimes you guys want to know a little bit more, and sometimes you all ask more questions about thrifting and things like that. So what I'm doing, I've got 3 levels of opportunities for you guys. The first level is level 1, and that is for my restylers. This gives you a couple perks. So 1, when you reply or post a comment, when you post a comment under my video, you will get a priority response from me right away. You'll also get a badge next to your name, and you will also get that week's video a day in advance. So that's exciting because you'll get it before everybody else does. And I would love to hear you guys' feedback, especially if you've taken the time to be a member. I want to hear from you because then that gives me a better sense of more stuff that I need to be bringing out. All right, so then the second level, which is super exciting, you get everything from the first level, but then as a upcycler, which is level 2, we will have a live class once a month where we talk about upcycling, we talk about thrifting, we talk about styling. You're gonna have homework. That means in between our meetings, you need to go out, get your stuff, get your supplies, bring it back, check in, let me know, and then we're gonna get on here live on YouTube. I think that's the platform that I can use for those live conversations. It might have to be Zoom, might have to be Google Meets, I'm not sure. But we are gonna have live sessions as a group talking about nothing but upcycling and thrifting and how you can do that better. You all have given me so many questions about specific things, and I want to share that with you guys. So I'm so looking forward to it because I think group settings allow you to really share and get so many ideas from other people. So you're gonna have that. And then if you want more one-on-one, like personal sewing instruction and upcycling instruction class, then you can join level 3, and that will allow you to have a one-on-one session with me once a month. Now for all of those levels, well, mainly level 2 and 3, you will have open access, like to interact with me in between our classes, because I'm gonna be giving you a members only video. So the members only video will in part be dealing with what we discuss on live, and then it'll also be giving you like a deep dive into deconstruction. So there are some things that people don't talk about on a lot of these instructional videos about how to disassemble things and what's the proper way to go in and make, you know, whether it's an alteration or a change. And you need to know those things, especially if you haven't gone to design school or pattern making school, and you may not know how something is constructed. And I'm sure if you have upcycled, you've cut into something and then realize, dang it, I shouldn't have cut that there. I'm gonna help you with that. So that's about my membership. See below, there's more information below in the description box, and I'm putting it as a pinned comment in my last few videos so that everybody knows that it's happening. All right, let's get into this upcycle, which I am so excited about, beyond belief. All right, so let's get into this week's upcycle. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, what is going on? Okay, maybe that's not your platform. Maybe that's not your jam. That's cool. But you guys are over here, so that's what counts. The long form videos is what I really love. The short form videos give you a little taste, but the long form, you can dig right in. All right, you guys. So this week I am taking a blazer that I thrifted and I am just zhuzhing it, because the blazer's nice. It's actually that like just right oversizedness, you know, not too broader shoulders and not too tapered and not too boxy, but it's just right. And so if you're gonna do this, I would get a men's blazer that is just a little big, not one of those that's like just sloppy hang off the shoulders, but just slightly too big for you. I love shopping men's blazers. I really like this one because I thought it went really well with the silver O-rings. I have had these O-rings since the end of the pandemic, and I bought them because hopefully I can find a picture. I saw these shorts online, and I still want to make them, by the way. But I saw these shorts and I was like, oh, those look so cute with those little holes in it. I need to make those. And I never got around to it. And now that I'm getting ready for this fashion show, I'm like, I need some more designs. I got this silver sequin skirt that I'm going to upcycle, blah, 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 blah. Silver sequins, silver O-rings, all of it goes together so well. This can be dressed up or down. And then I also took 2 ties and wove them through to tie it together. Now you don't have to tie it together. You could just let it flow. You can put something else through those holes if you want to. But that was what I chose to do. And I love it. Okay? Love it. So let's get into this upcycle. I'm going to voice over it because I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So I just got started and I just videoed it. But I'm glad you guys are here this week to see it. And let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if you try it. And if you do try it, please send me a photo. I am compiling you guys projects that you all have been sending me. You've been DMing me. You've been sending me messages. I want to see what you're working on so that I can share in a bigger video all the stuff that you guys have been creating. I want to share that with everybody. So if you don't mind, send me a picture of whatever you make, of anything that I've DIY'd, and I would love to share it with the broader community. All right, you guys, let's get into this upcycle. The first thing you want to do is pull your rings out of the packages. Be careful. Do not squeeze them together, because if you squeeze them, it closes it up, and I don't know how easy it is to get them back open. Anyway, lay out your jacket and determine where you want to place the rings. Now, I chose to put mine closer to the top because I wanted kind of a higher waist, but you might want to do lower. You could even put them around the bottom of the jacket. But I want to make sure that they are located in the same place on both sides. So I measured from the point that I wanted to have the O-ring to the bottom of the jacket. Now, you have to excuse my dog. He keeps throwing his ball over and I have to keep throwing it back. It's so annoying, but he won't sit still, and you're going to see him the entire video. All right, so I measured and I put a mark where it needs to go. And that little mark is there, and a pin. And I kind of was just making sure that that was going to be in the right place. I thought about doing one of the holes under the arm, but I thought that might not be very stable. I also felt like, how is that going to feel under my arm? Let me keep my O-rings just on the front and the back of the jacket. And so that's where I landed. Next, I'm going to place the 4 O-rings on the front of the jacket, making sure that they're spaced evenly apart. And then I'll go in with a chalk pencil and just mark the locations. So once they're there, I'm taking my chalk pencil and I'm going to use my chalk pencil to make a circle on the inside. I really love this chalk pencil. I'm going to link it below. I'm also going to put it in my LTK store. I think I'm only supposed to put fashion in there, but I'm putting these supplies in there because I feel like, you know, you guys need them. So anyway, I'm going to put them there. They're also in my Amazon store, but I create the circle so that I know exactly where I need to cut. And you have to remember that a blazer has multiple layers. Okay. And this is something that we talk about in my members only section. We talk about construction and more in depth of how these pieces that we're using to upcycle are made. It's important before you start cutting into them to understand how things are made. All right, so what I'm doing now is just making sure that I'm absolutely certain that this is where I want these O-rings. And for me, they ended up being in the perfect location. If you have bigger bust, or if you have something else going on, you may want to change the placement of these O-rings. I decided one of them wasn't in the right place, so I just moved it down and I'm redrawing my circles. All right, now I am going to go in on the back and do the same thing. Now, what I ended up doing was trying to make the circles, the O-rings in the back, be at the same location as the O-rings on the front. And that is not necessarily the best thing to do, okay? Because the front of the jacket is a little bit longer to accommodate a chest or whatever's there in the front, and the back is a little bit shorter. So you might want to adjust and bring the back down just ever so slightly lower. All right, so in order to start cutting your holes out, I am pinning around the circle. And the reason I'm pinning around the circle is because the jacket has a lining. And I don't want that lining to move around while I'm cutting the circle. I want to cut both at the same time. So if you watch here, I'm going in and I am taking my scissors. I put my hand on the inside. I'm squeezing it together so that I can make sure that I capture all the fabric, and I'm cutting my circles out. I'm doing this on each and every one. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button below and click on that bell so that you don't miss an episode. All right, let's get back to this video. All right, so take a look at the ring. See how it's raised? So one side of the O-ring, like I said, it comes in two parts. One side is raised and the other side is more flat. And that's the part, the flat side is going to go on the inside and the raised part is going to go on the outside of your garment. Okay. So here I am working on the second one. I put pins all the way around the circle. I'm cutting the circle out. And then I'm going to put the ring in here. I'm going to show you one more time and then we're going to speed through the rest, but you'll still be able to watch me do it. The raised portion goes on the inside. I'm looking at it like, am I doing this right? I am. I don't know. Sometimes I second guess myself and I'm like, let me just make sure. I know what it was. On the inside of the O-rings, there's these little pins and little notches. And I wanted to make sure that all of that matches up the right way and making sure that I'm putting it on the right side. Again, you guys are watching me this as I'm doing it for the first time. I did not practice or anything. I just jumped right into it. So yeah, but it's turning out just fine. All right, we're going to fast forward through all the rest. Just make sure when you close that O-ring that it snaps. That's very important. All right, I'm going to give you a little closer view of how I'm doing this. Again, going in, cutting. If you have a smaller pair of scissors, you probably can get in there a little better. My shears have very, 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 very long, and it was very difficult for me to get in there. So I really should have used a smaller pair of scissors, but I kept working with it. Now, when you draw the circle and you get ready to cut inside this circle, Don't go beyond the lines that you've cut, because when you cut that circle, you're going to be right at the right exact place that you need to be in order to take that fabric and wrap it around the ring. So don't think that you need more. Again, a smaller pair of scissors will help with that. Don't clip it because you don't want it to tear. So when you cut it, make sure you are making a cut and not a clip. We might be inclined to, as sewists, to clip because we know when we're trying to fit fabric into a round space that clipping allows it to lay better, but do not clip because your fabric will tear. And then my dog decides to come and just sit right on the fabric. Anyway, so here you can see I am taking my thumb to press the fabric around the ring. This takes some time. This project took me probably about 2 or 3 hours to do. Okay, so make sure none of the lining or the fabric is sticking out around the ring, because you want this to be a nice clean finish, because you can't take this off. You can't go in and try to fix it. None of that. You have to make sure it's right the first time. So I'm going back in and I'm pressing down all the other rings to make sure that all of them are nice and flat. Make sure you hear the click. That's how you know you're done. I'm skipping over to the sleeves because I think that this is an important part. The sleeves can be a little more difficult. Now, when you put the first ring in, it's not as difficult. It's when you get to the second and the third ring. So my advice is to do 2 rings on the wrist, but if you're adventurous and you want to try it, definitely go for 3. But with this size, it does make it really hard to put that third ring in. So I'm on the second one now, putting that in there, and I've had to move the fabric around quite a bit, flip it over, turn it around, stick it inside, because these rings are almost 3 inches wide. And the sleeve is not that big. All right, so I was able to get the third one in there, and now I'm going over to the other arm and I'm going to do the same thing. Knowing that I'm already going to have this problem, I'm just getting prepared. And yes, I did pin around the circle that I created the same way on the sleeve, because you have sleeve lining, you have folds of fabric on the inside. There's a lot of things happening inside a men's suit, and so it's really important to pin first. The last piece of advice that I would give you on this project is to just take your time. Don't try to rush through it. It's exciting to see it come together and it may make you want to hurry up, but definitely take your time. Some of these men's suits that you get from the thrift store are delicate silks and wools, and so you want to be careful. Really like the way this upcycle came out. I have so many more ideas. I think I'm going to do a couple other ones, but I definitely want to do more of these because I feel like it just completely alters the shape and the look of a piece, and that sometimes it just needs just that. And these are not, it's not really difficult to do. So, and there's so many other colors that you could do as well. So we'll get into those a little later, but thank you guys. Be sure to give me a like. Just hit the like button. If you're on the TV, hit the up button, then the right button, and then go right to that thumbs up and hit that thumbs up button. And if you're on your phone, just click the like button for me. I really appreciate it. And I thank you all for liking the videos, because you guys have helped me to get to over 15,000 subscribers. So we want to keep growing. All right, you guys, see you later. Bye.